Welcome to Cycl'n Vancouver. Hi, my name is Steve. I'm a 59-year-old guy, 6'5", around 250 pounds, who loves getting out on the bike and going cycling. Well, that and eating lots of baked goods. If you're interested in seeing what Vancouver looks like from the back of a road bike ridden by some spandex-wearing old dude, sit back and relax. This is Ride 392. Today is Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. I got out riding around yesterday in the sun. Today was supposed to be similar, but we've a lot more cloud than I was expecting. It's also a lot chillier. The temperature today is 8 Celsius officially, though I'm told it should feel like 5. And the wind is definitely gusting in places. But this is still much nicer than the snow and the freezing temperatures we had last month, so I'm not complaining. It's good to see Hollywood back in town. Nice. We can always use some more American dollars here. For this ride, I'm going to head east along 10th Avenue out to Victoria Drive. I want to check whether that artwork is still located along the bike path. And then I'm going to head north towards Wall Street so I can try taking on a very steep climb in the northeast area of the city. I then want to ride west back towards Stanley Park and circle around to David Lamb Park. I don't know what will come after that. Though I normally ride Ontario Street South, with the area around Science World closed off and us being forced out onto Quebec Street, I may just as well continue riding south on it for a bit. I have no idea what those two were up to. Perhaps they were just swapping poetry or something. I tend to ignore road closed for construction signs. Rarely have they ever impacted me, and this was no different. I could hear that woman riding towards me, asking if the road was passable. Of course I said it was. I think he and I are part of some secret society. You can tell by his hand gesture. The last time I rode through here, there was a statue up here on the right. Now it's gone. As I originally suspected, it sure didn't seem to be something the city would have approved. I guess it wasn't ugly enough for them. I'm gonna turn north on Lakewood Drive. That street will take me directly to Wall Street. I like riding this road, though I'm not particularly fond of that little climb. Who am I kidding? I don't really like any climb. I saw that driver off to the left, and I kind of thought he just might start through the intersection. I'm sure glad he chose to wait. Before I ride Wall Street, I'm just gonna go do some gratuitous climbing through this alley. I have ridden along Wall Street from time to time. The last time I was here, I looked south up Caslow Street and thought, holy cow, that's steep. Well, today I've decided to give it a go. That turned out not to be as bad as I'd thought. It just looks horrible, like many things in life. Now I'm going to head west on Pandora Avenue and connect with Powell Street. Powell will take me to Gastown, which will allow me to pass through to the bike path around Lost Lagoon, the most dangerous cycling path in the city. I'll hopefully make it through there in one piece over to Beach Avenue. Welcome to the original Vancouver colony, Gastown, named for Gassy Jack Dayton, a seaman, steamboat captain, and barkeep from Yorkshire. Apparently, he was also a very good talker. I have no idea what all this construction is about, though I hope they fix the road. The cobbles are one thing, but the potholes and whatnot are something else here. This area is Coal Harbor, named after the small coal seam that was found in the harbor back in 1862, and of course mined out long ago. I used to live in this area before moving to Yaletown a couple of years ago. It is a nice little area, but it's a little too quiet for my liking. There are a lot of non-residents that own properties here now, and because of that, without lots of pedestrian traffic, it's hard for many businesses to make a go of it. Yaletown does not have that problem. If you have watched my videos for a while, you probably know that I had a bad crash last September, and in addition to breaking 5 ribs and another collarbone, I also smashed my head on the ground and suffered a concussion. Thankfully, I was wearing a helmet at the time, and I think that saved me from suffering a very significant, potentially life-altering injury. Despite that, I do not lecture people about wearing helmets. I think that is their decision. But I sure see a lot of casual riders and scooter riders out riding around and not wearing helmets. I get it. Helmets can be annoying and they may ruin your hair and all that, but you never know when you're gonna need one. Kind of like those girls. If you look closely, that one girl fell backwards and may have hit her head on the concrete median. As I rode past, it was hard to tell whether she was fine or not, and I would have stopped to check on them, but it looked like one of the girl's mothers was riding up and would just take care of the situation. So I just continued riding. Neither of those girls were wearing helmets, and I doubt either thought they would need one. For years now, I have found this stretch along Lost Lagoon and the area coming up to be incredibly dangerous, and I always cringe riding through here. Why? Because there are lots of casual riders that like to ride around the Stanley Park seawall, and after completing that, they pass this way to get back to where they came from. And since the seawall is a one-way bike route, I think many of them think that this section is also one-way, not the two-way traffic it is. And that two-way traffic is often combined with riders not really paying a whole lot of attention to oncoming traffic. On more occasions than I'd like, I felt as if I were going to be run off the pathway in order to avoid a collision with oncoming traffic. But with those girls, that wasn't the issue. Rather, the girl that nearly smashed her head on the concrete was riding relatively slowly and safely in the middle of the lane. Her friend came up from behind on her right side, passed her slightly, and then unexpectedly veered to her left into the other. I think their bars may have gotten entangled. Though neither expected to crash, that's exactly what happened, and the innocent party came very close to suffering badly for something that was not her fault. It's very much like going out on a boat and not wearing a life jacket. No one ever expects to need them, and often they think they'll have time to put one on if necessary. Yet, many people, particularly good swimmers for some reason, drown because they just didn't have time to put that life vest on. Well, I hope that girl is all right, and that this was nothing more than a close call. Perhaps next time, both will wear helmets. I know I wasn't wearing one the first time I was knocked off my bike unexpectedly by a pedestrian walking in the bike lane, but after spending a couple of months trying to regain my balance and my lost memory, I was smart enough not to leave things up to chance, especially given the way I've been known to take chances when riding. That was 10 years ago, and I have been wearing one on every ride ever since. I was planning on continuing this ride, but now I'm cold and it's starting to get dark. One of my greatest problems is riding close to home before I plan on stopping because it is so easy to just call it a day. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. But at least I did manage 27 kilometers and 222 meters of climbing. I'm content with that. Of course, tomorrow I'll be regretting stopping early, but whatever.